U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
Welcome back. Well, new here tonight, he spent his entire life living and working in the United States. But when it came time to collect his Social Security benefits, one Florida man says he has not received one penny.
Instead, he got a surprise reality check. The government told him he's not who he says he is. And now he's been fighting to prove them wrong. I-Team investigative reporter Katie LaGrone shares his story tonight.
Outside Jimmy Class's
two American flags.
Symbols of American pride hang not just front and center, but on the side of his home. In the back,
Oh,
America is, after all, the only home this 66-year-old has ever known.
I moved to the U.S. in 1959.
How long have you been here?
64 years.
But after more than a half of a century in the U.S., where he's lived, worked, went to school, got married, had kids, paid his taxes.
Mr. Class, you will be entitled to retirement benefits.
Even voted. Class says in 2020,
instead of receiving my first check,
he discovered
I didn't have any thoughts.
He's not a U.S. citizen.
I just was like blindsided.
Class says it all came to light after
No. Hang on. Okay. It's not like it's mandatory. They take that shit out of your paycheck. Right? So where is the money from his paychecks?
Yeah.
It's linked to a Social Security card. So the government is honestly really just taking this guy's money.
Yeah.
That he worked all his life for.
Yep. He should sue the government for all the money that they took from him and the taxes.
Well, he's not a citizen. He's not entitled to that.
But they took his taxes. They took the taxes, and he's not getting any benefit because he's not a citizen, right?
Well, he has fucking Social Security.
Yeah, that's the wild thing.
It's such bullshit. Like, suddenly when you have to give him money, suddenly you realize he's not a citizen? Fuck you.
It's exactly like Centrelink here with like the social benefits and shit. It's like you overpay them, they don't owe you shit. They overpay you, you have to pay them back. It's ridiculous. So you can like pay back more money than you owed them, and they don't pay you shit. They don't give you extra at all. They just take your money. But they overpay you just a couple cents, and they find out it's all that money has to come back immediately. It's fucked. It's actually fucked.
Social Security benefits he paid into his entire working life.
You gotta be kidding me. 1 month you tell me I should expect my first check, second Wednesday of 2020, but instead I get a letter stating that I haven't proven to them that I'm here legally.
You see, Class was born in Canada. His mom Canadian, but his father American, born and raised in New York.
This is Dad?
Yep, that's Dad.
The family moved to the U.S. when Class was 2 and stayed here.
That's me as a Boy Scout.
In America.
In America.
As he got older, he says he just assumed he, too, was American. A dual citizen.
So
Documents he laid out for us are a glimpse of his deep roots in the U.S.
This is when you know you're old, when the old driver's licenses were paper.
Roots, he says, were never questioned. Not when he got his Social Security card, driver's license, or voter registration card.
I've been voting for over 40 years. I guess I'm in a lot of trouble.
Class was even approved to serve as a Marine for the U.S. military.
I signed
That's
up
hilarious.
To defend this country.
And work for the New Jersey State Police. His citizenship status, never an issue, he says.
The only thing they asked me for was my Social Security card and my driver's license.
After he learned he wasn't really a U.S. citizen, he formally applied for status, but was
he's a
denied.
cop?
U.S.
I care
Immigration
less now.
Services wouldn't share details with us, stating they don't talk about individual cases. But in this 2022 denial letter, the agency stated Class didn't provide enough evidence to prove his father lived in the U.S. for 10 years before Class was born, a requirement.
Jesus
I've seen a handful of
Christ.
cases like this. They don't come around every day.
Indira Demine is a Fort Myers-based immigration attorney. She says Class's case is a reflection of a large, complicated, and changing U.S. immigration system that can't always accurately track who's here legally, illegally, or somewhere in between.
For many years, the DMV, the different agencies didn't necessarily communicate with each other. And so the documentation that you need to renew your driver's license or for the Social Security benefits.
It takes about 3 years to get a citizenship, I think. So, I don't know. Peggy just got hers. When she
as
comes.
they are now.
How did you get issued a Social Security card, though?
That's a good question. Quite possible that back then, the requirements to have a social is just not the same as it is today.
So is it fair, though?
I was in America for over 6 months.
Look at the fucking
he was issued
Emmys
a Social
behind her. Compensating for something here. And a Peabody, I see as well.
He got his Social Security taxes withheld. He worked all of his life. He paid his taxes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I don't know what any of those are.
Well, the Peabody is a specific press award that's like better than an Emmy. An Emmy is just television stuff.
Mm.
But
I just couldn't care less about awards. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I'm gonna produce shit that I produce. If you like it, great.
for
If not,
journalism, it's important to be able to cite that you've won a Peabody.
I'm sure.
But like those aren't given out like Emmys are given out like candy.
Yeah, true. Is it more of like a, if something comes up, they'll give it out sort of thing? Like a
Well, it's like I remember it's funny because like there's a thing with Stephen Colbert, and they're like basically like insulting him like for not being a journalist. And he's like, "Oh yeah, tell that to my Emmys," and he pulls out 2 Emmys, and then he also got a Peabody as well, and he
Oh,
pulls
did he?
that out. Yeah, I think.
For what?
I don't know.
Because if he's got one, that probably lessens the impact of those ones significantly.
Absolutely not.
I worked my 50 years. And I
Well,
paid into my Social
the
Security.
Peabody still goes out to
They should be paying it.
television.
What happens
and
if this
stuff.
doesn't get resolved?
Ah, okay.
Well, I guess they get to give my money to someone else.
Will it make you look at America differently?
I'll probably move back to Canada.
You would consider leaving?
Yep.
That's
Said
so
bye-bye, America.
funny.
Class says he contacted Senator Rubio's office, hired an immigration attorney, even a genealogist to dig up records to help him in his fight. A fight that continues. I'm my team investigator Katie LeGrone taking action.
What an insane story. So they just stole his money. Very cool.
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?